JP Morgan Private Bank just sent me this. Geopolitics tend to have a short-lived market impact. What they're showing there is the S&P 500 index around military invasions and conflicts and the impact on the markets preceding those and subsequent to them. So they've looked at everything from Israel-Gaza War 2023 to Russia invades Ukraine 2022, Arab-Israeli War 1973, and more in between. What's interesting about this is not just the conclusion that geopolitics tends to have a short-lived market impact, and the market on average tends to rise, and you'll have seen or the journalistic comments of panic during the most recent conflict between Israel and Iran and the US. Now, part of the reason why journalists do this is because, of course, they're journalists and have a tendency to panic. They're journalists and it's in their interest to create breathless headlines, just as is mine when posting a TikTok video to have a hook within the first 3 seconds, if I remember, okay? Because it just gets more viewers. Self-interest. What's interesting about the JP Morgan analysis is they've gone to data. And it's one of the things I like about the private banks who tend to employ the elite rather than the mass market banks or the tip sheets and the TV channels and the magazines, is they fall back on data. Okay? They don't tend to fall back on just, well, what do you think? What's your gut instinct? Blah, blah, blah. It's not Newsnight. It's not TV. It's dull, boring data. And that's the way I like to invest as well, driven by data. I've got an event tomorrow at Claridge's with JP Morgan's Private Bank, and I'll share some of the findings with you to the extent I am allowed. Otherwise, like, follow for more.